So here's a topic. Has anyone ever said to you that the easiest way to be happy is to smile? Bullshit, right? Because if it were that easy, then why the fuck am I spending so much money on cocaine? Therapy, Theracane, which I believe is an off-brand hot and cold muscle relaxer that, unlike therapy, but just like cocaine, can be abused, but it will kill you, so I can't recommend it. Now cocaine, if you do it correctly, probably won't kill you, but I still can't recommend it. And on our third finger, we have therapy, which if it goes wrong, and in this scenario you can't control if it goes right or wrong, will kill you. So since all three options are lethal, in a morally correct state of mind, I cannot recommend any of them. But if I were going to, I would definitely recommend the therapy, the therapy. Therapy, 100% therapy. Because even though sometimes it gets expensive, and it keeps getting more expensive, and you start wondering why you're going, and why am I going? But for most people, they will find a breakthrough session if they keep going long enough, which basically means that they will find their will to live, or a reason not to die. And the easiest way you can find your will to live is to overdose on a shit ton of therapy. And this next poem is describing my last and hopefully final therapy session. This is a poem called Fucking on Cocaine. Walking into her office either reminds me of coffee or orange juice with too much sugar, more binging, avoiding onlookers. I do not know if I'm the only one who feels ashamed to have had to find someone else to help myself. Pie helps, but so does every other vice. Though this time, I told a story of possibilities. Rather than focus on my present state, straightforward, not a right or not so right, a left to most people who don't forget that they are driving and not piloting a death trap, relapse back to the story. For it must go on, for the sole reason that I say it must. For in this moment, I have control of these words, of my desires, funeral pyres, long lost fires, heavily corded wires. Set the scene of a party. Mythical creatures swarm my physical meager, singing songs of intensity. A siren in skin, no fins, took me aside. Abide by the laws of white, she said. Purchase the pools of light, she begs. Temptation is a bitch, and you are my mistress. Oh, listless misfit, I accept. So now, as you can tell, the story is pretty much about me carefully going to therapy, yet fucking on cocaine was so, is so, would be so breathtaking, ground shaking, death making. Now, everything mentioned previously is a lie. I have never done cocaine. I've done a lot of shit, but I have never done cocaine. So I don't know the pain of addiction or the stigma of eviction from the mind. For though your soul may still be put together, there's a piece missing until you go on your peace mission. For every time that you think there's a battle, no, a war, rattling to your core until you get some licks, some do some more. The last thing I said to my doc while we were still on the clock is that I still wonder if I really could have fucked that devilish whore. But she didn't really care about me. She just cared about the party and how she was going to get her next fucking score. And just like the fucking, and just like the cocaine, just because I didn't do it doesn't mean that I didn't want to, or that I still don't want to. And just like the fucking, and just like the cocaine, just because I haven't gone out to find a more sturdy branch to tie my rope around does not mean that I haven't wanted to, or that I still don't want to. Just because I seem okay does not mean that I am. This final session taught me to be truthful when you ask. So just ask, please.